Okay, I'm back for the second installation on this particular flight tonight. I started out with a Crown Royal just to wet my whistle, and now I'm moving on to something that looks to be very interesting, which was sent to me by the Whiskey Scout. Here's the little bottle that I got, and here's what the bottle looks like right here. It says here, Balvenie Peated Cask, aged 17 years, 43% ABV. From the bottle, it says, aged Balvenie introduced to heavily peated casks for a final period of maturation. Okay. Then married with the Balvenie finished in new American oak. Okay, so there's a bit of blending going on here in the production of this 17-year-old. Probably a lot of thought was put into getting it the way they wanted. So now I'm going to give it a try. Let's get this bottle open here, break the wax seal, and we have bits of wax everywhere. Bits of wax on me, bits of wax everywhere. Okay. I guess this is just paraffin. Candle wax, basically. You can probably scoop this candle wax into the candle that I have burning right here. And that won't be any worse to wear. Hope it doesn't smell bad or anything. Now, let's pour this. Let's see how much comes out of the bottle. Oh, well, just about 50 mils, which is exactly the right size for a dram. And I will be getting a few more drops out of this bottle, but first, well, what we're going to do is give it a wee nosing and see what we get. This is bottled at 43% alcohol by volume, and it probably wasn't a cheap dram. 17 years old usually commands quite a price on the marketplace. Oh, I'm getting mostly floral and sweet, fruity berries, strawberries. Strawberries, other berries. Some pears. I don't know what kind of pears, but there's some pears. Pears, berries. And then there's a little something else lurking underneath it. To me, it's more tart, almost sour. Piece of wax on me. Throw that in the candle. Along with the berries, mostly strawberries, and the pears, hint of banana, very fruity kind of Balvenie, kind of Speyside thing. Not too heavy on the sherry, I don't believe. It's mostly bourbon barrels, but some of it was peated. I'm getting something almost like beer. It's almost bitter, like hoppy, but not unpleasantly so. And just a hint, a tiny little hint that there might be something smoky in there. It's very subtle. And there's that hoppiness again. If I didn't know any better, I would say that I'm smelling beer. Different. I could nose this for a good long time and catch more nuances. I'm getting a little bit of plasticine too. Maybe that's the interaction between the fruity and floral notes and the mild peat. Well, I think I've not unpleasant. It's just a little different. You know, you get the fruit, but then you get that just beneath the surface. You know, there's something else. Let's taste it. Mm. The fruity notes don't quit, although they taste a little more tart on the palate than they smell. The mild smoke, and I do mean mild, it's not strong at all. The mild smoke imparts an almost chocolate flavor to it, like a dark chocolate flavor. So it's like dark chocolate and tart fruits, strawberries, raspberries, that kind of thing. Blackberries even. It's really, really really tart. Tart, yeah, a bit sour even. And that makes it taste like berries to me. The fruity and the tart sour gives me the berries thing. I remember when I was a kid, we used to pick wild raspberries, and we'd sprinkle sugar on a bowl full of wild raspberries. But if you were to eat the wild raspberries without the sugar, I think they were better. But when you're a kid, you think anything with sugar on it is better. This is quite some interesting version of Scotch. I'm kind of glad that they experiment with things. I mean, I haven't ever had a Balvenie that I didn't like. I liked the bourbon barrel 15-year-old. I enjoyed the double wood, even though I was shying away from it for a while because I didn't like sherry cask. And then when I finally tried it, after I had my aha moment with 15-year-old Glenfarclas, I started to appreciate sherry more instead of just going, sherry, yuck, you know. Which other Balvenie did I have? I'm sure I had another one. I did taste another. If I didn't have a whole bottle already. Was it a peated Balvenie? I don't remember. But every Balvenie I've ever tried I like. I think it was a sample of Balvenie that I tried at one point and I really liked it. Wait, there's something else coming in here. It's It's changing somewhat on the nose now that I've had a mouthful. Now that it's been open for 10 minutes. No, just more fruit. It's bottled at 43%. So I don't know if adding water will do much to it. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Maybe just a little drop or two. 1, 2. That's about 2 drops right there. See if that makes a difference. It's 43%. I don't think it should. It might help open it up a little bit. Water doesn't seem to do much to it. If anything, it just waters it down. Gone is that slightly chocolate note. Gone is the hint of smoke. Now I'm just getting fruits. And the fruits are not as tart as they were before. I don't think water helped this at all. At least not on the nose. Let's taste it. Yeah, mostly fruity, a little bit tart, like strawberries, raspberries. Not so much blackberries anymore. Some pear and apple kind of mingled in there. And there's just a hint of smoke. On the aftertaste, the fruits are fading. Try that again. If anything, this would be a good place to introduce people who don't like peat to the idea of maybe having a little bit of peat in there with their fruit. I don't think that I would go out and buy me a whole bottle of this. But it's an interesting little experiment of how you can go with just it. The sourness, like it sort of goes back and forth from sourness to bitterness to sourness to bitterness for me anyway. And it's an interesting experiment. But I would have preferred the fruits, either fruity or peaty, not something in between. However, it's nice. It's nicely done, but it's different, and I think it would take me a whole bottle to get used to it. Unfortunately, I probably won't get a whole bottle. And it's something different. Different for Balvenie, that's for sure. I don't dislike it. Yeah, I think adding just a little bit of water didn't do it any favors. It was better without the water. Fruity and sweet. Yeah, and a little bit bitter and a little bit tart. It's different. And on that note, slanchava.
Food Queen. Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.